Hello and welcome. This is Nawa Chaudhary. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arun Foot. Sorry, I'm joining you later than I intended to and wanted to. It is already halftime at the Saltlake Stadium between East Bengal Football Club and FC Goa. Still goalless at the Saltlake Stadium. And let's go through the summary, the stats of that first 45, and then we will hopefully focus on the second 45 as well, um, of this clash in which the teams who are third and fifth are facing each other, and important one for both the teams because FC Goa still unbeaten, two wins and a draw, while East Bengal suffered their first loss against of the season against Jamshedpur FC in their last match. So therefore, that was a big upset for a lot of people, and therefore will be very interesting to see general stats to look at. 53 to 47% ball possession in favor of the red and gold, while 10 shots to 4 shots for the red and gold, 2 each on target. And on the other side, it is 63 to 37% of duels won by the Kolkata Giants. So that does speak a certain language that East Bengal has been the better of the two. Ataf, welcome back to this live. And therefore, yes, most probably one can say East Bengal FC squandered a chance to take a lead in the first 45 and put pressure on FC Goa, and also, of course, on the teams at the top, Jamshedpur FC and Mohun Bagan Super Giant, who both, of course, are unbeaten. And FC Goa, of course, in that situation would then also be under pressure, because if they lose their first match, and vice versa, of course, it is very important game for both the teams, because this kind of result most probably could decide where these two teams will be ending up at the end of the season. Because if I look at it and quickly going through the lineups, Prabhsukan Singh Gill in goal for East Bengal Football Club, Mohammad Rakib, Jiksan Singh, Anwar Ali, and Lalchung Nunga in defense. Interesting that Lalchung Nunga moves to the left. We have Edmund Lalrindika, Miguel Ferreira, Mohammad Rashid, Mahesh Naurem, and Bipin Singh in midfield, and Yusuf Ezejari up front for the Kolkata Giants, while we have at the other end Ritik Tiwari in goal, Boris Singh, Sandesh Jingan, Paul Moreno, and Akash Sangwan. In defense for FC Goa, we have Udanta Singh, Ayush Chetri, Sahil Tabora, and Bryson Fernandez in midfield, and up front, Ishan Pandita and Dejan Drazic for Manolo Marquez's side, with Dejan Drazic and Ayush Chetri both picking up yellow cards in the first half of this match. And as they show the replay, Bryson with an attempt which was blocked by Prabhsukan, and then a shot from Ishan Pandita, not placed. Another one which hit the post from Boris. So therefore, decent opportunities, not only decent, quite good opportunities from FC Goa, but again, advantage East Bengal. And that will be interesting to see how these two teams try and get a result in this encounter today. Still goalless at the Salt Lake Stadium. And then, of course, there was this one contentious issue in regard to a potential penalty, Anwar Ali clearing against Ishan Pandita, and that was not one. And then, of course, Anwar, on a few occasions, very important interceptions from Anwar Ali, India centre back, of course, showing once more why he is one of the best India currently have. And otherwise, East Bengal have to see. So will be very interesting to see what it is. And at the other end, of course, his likely India centre-back teammate Sandesh Jingan, rock solid. Ezejari already with 4 goals to his names in this ISL season, and Sandesh, captain, rock solid at the back Orithra says he's been playing little scared. I don't know if they look a little scared. I mean, I was watching it always with one eye. I felt that the opponent was playing quite well, and that was putting a little bit of pressure on East Bengal. Um, Again, Miguel Ferreira with that free kick, which is being shown, and then Miguel, yeah, showing his skills, taking an attempt, but no problem for Ritik Tiwari. A little selfish in that moment, I guess. I think that East Bengal unscared. Orithro, what I would say is that East Bengal are not so sure of themselves after the loss against Jamshedpur. That is what I feel might be the problem with them, that they go into this game is like, okay, um, yeah. So therefore, um, it is going to be very interesting to see what happens, what can they do. But to me is yeah. So therefore, that is where I see at the moment as being. And yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what both these teams can do in this game. Again, goalless at the Saltlake Stadium. A bold predictions Bengal are a one Miguel injury away from getting their season off. I would not call that prediction bold. Orithro, if you ask me, Miguel is, when it comes to creativity and creating chances for East Bengal, the most important player for the red and gold. 100%, no doubt about it. And so therefore, for me, for me, it's not a question how good or how bad they are. My question is, it's is where do they stand? And to me, yeah, it's it's um, it's not a one trick pony. I think that is what would be the word. Um, so for me, I would say difficult, and yeah, let's wait and see where we stand. First gameplay of U17. I'm not watching the under 17s, so um, unstop motivation again, and also the gameplay, guys. You know what? To me, and this is what I've learned also yesterday watching the India women's national team. I don't need to bother about gameplay. At the end of the day, what actually matters is the result. And if I look at our women yesterday, the way they played, the way they tried to get a result, that was good. That was good. That was impressive in a way, because gameplay wise, Vietnam was much better. So therefore, this whole gameplay discussion, and all, yeah, at the end of the day, the results care. The results matter. You know, and to me, let's see. Will Northeast United can improve from last one, especially in attack. Mm, Theoretically, Shemo, yeah. And again, without even biased Mumbai City hat on, I would have to say Mumbai City have themselves to blame for not winning that. But that's football for you and for me. Northeast United, I think we're lucky to get away with a draw, and they have to get better in that creative department. There was a lot of hype done with Rinzwala after that brilliant goal against BFC, but yeah, now, where was Rinzwala in that game? And that is, I think, your problem of all players that you'll have again and again and again is if you will you be able to perform to that level to what is needed, and therefore that is going to be the problem, I think. um, Indian football, again, it's like yesterday, people hyping our play, right? And yeah, therefore for me, let's stick to the basics, let's work on the basics, and let's see what we can get out of it. So therefore, be it Northeast, be it others, that's the thing. It's not again, Miguel, creativity. It's there is not a single ball carrier, like your center backs are not carrying the ball, and only Miguel and not had much of freedom in terms of ball carrying. Or if through ball carrying is, it depends on what you're playing, how you're playing. To me, I think Miguel, why I'm talking about the creativity is the most important, because it's the outlet. He is the one who's going to create chances for Izajari or for the others, right? Edmund has carried the ball to a certain extent on the wing, whenever he's playing on there. Mahesh being back, I think, is a bonus for East Bengal. Can he do that? Mahesh, is the player in this lineup, and the rest we'll have to wait and see what happens, right? So therefore, for me, yeah, very very interesting. Actually, factually, what happens in the coming days. So let's wait and see what happens. Right. It was best for, yeah, from Mohan perspective, from a Jamshedpur perspective, even from a Mumbai City perspective, yes, it would be. Is there any second league team league game in ISL now? Because commentator says it's a short league. So can you say the format is there a playoff, or is it just one? You top the table, win, have chance for ASL2. Shimu, this season we are only playing one leg, meaning um so for me, every team plays each other once. So we've got a 14 team league. You play 13 matches. And after the end of those 13 matches, you will have an ISL league champion. Again, are they going to League Shield winner? Are they going to call it ISL Cup winner? I don't know what they're going to call it. But the ISL winner of the 25-26 season will be finalized at the end of the campaign, meaning that there is no playoffs. There is no additional games or whatever. It is straight one leg. I play each team once, and after 13 games, I have. And there is the special point to mention: if Mohun Bagan Supergiant or FC Goa win the league, or any of those two teams finish second, it means that another team either moves in and takes that ACL qualification spot because Mohun Bagan is suspended, banned. While FC Goa, of course, are Super Cup winners, so they already have their ACL qualification spot in the qualifiers. So either the second or the third team then moves into this. East Bengal has 6 foreigners, but only can field 3. Reason injury and out of form. Such a shame. Yeah, they're not out of form, I wouldn't say. I think that's a different thing, I would say. With East Bengal, I think if I look at the bench, and yeah, it's a difficult one for them because yeah, let's wait and see what they can do. But it is the reality as the referee is there. Indian women run average 11 kilometers, but they seem to be out of breath. Much more stamina required to engage at high level. Videsh, you can run 11 kilometers and not be out of breath. So again, the point is not running 11 kilometers, or you might run 9 kilometers, you might run 13 kilometers. It is how you balance that running, right? How you, a lot of that running was covering, right? So that makes it that they were out of breath. It's not about, yeah, it's not about stamina. It's about also timing. All these things that we've talked about a lot about, which doesn't exist in Indian football, right? That's part of a problem, right? Second half has started. East Bengal playing in their red and gold jerseys, black shorts from right to left, and FC Goa in their away white, goalless at the Saltlake Stadium after 45 minutes. And it looks like none of the teams have made any substitutions according to what I see. So therefore, that will be interesting to see how these two teams play and what they can get out of this. Yeah, and I think coming back to that 6 foreigners thing, Ogni, Kevin Sevilla not being there, I think is a big weakening of this team. I think if he was there, I think that would give them, so let's see. Let's see what happens. Ball with East Bengal. Chungunga on the left. Anwar looking for options. Anwar Ali wants to play it long. Plays it long. Looking for Bipin. Finds Bipin on the left, who plays it forward. Mahesh. Mahesh. Mahesh turns around. Does not beat Ayush. Ayush still with the ball. Ayush chips it out. says it's a handball, but kicked out by FC Goa. Headed out by Jackson. And that should be a foul on Sahil Tavora by Miguel. Given. Foul. Yeah, Miguel with his arm on the shoulder and he's on top of Sahil Tavora. Foul given for FC Goa. Seems as Kerala Blasters keep changing the foreigners in spite of short league. What happened to the management? Shemo, Umar Ba, I don't know if he wanted to leave, if the coach wasn't happy, if the club wasn't happy. They had the option of getting a new foreigner in, and they've done that in the name of Falun Jaya. And yeah, therefore it is. Oh, dangerous for East Bengal. FC Goa steal the ball once, FC Goa steal the ball twice. Udanta. But FC Goa played back. Paul Moreno, Sandesh, Boris on the right. Plays it to Ayush. Across to Akash Sangwan. Sangwan chips it to Boris. Boris under pressure from Bipin, and that's a foul from Boris. And running away quite quickly, Boris. Might be a yellow card for him. Foul on Mahesh. Boris. Still doing no. That wasn't that bad, but Mahesh is still down on the ground, having pain. Mahesh also wearing the captain's armband for East Bengal. Mahesh Navarem. And it looks to me that Boris has picked up a yellow card. FC Goa missing a good finisher. Yes, Augusto, 100%. Boris, yes, has been shown a yellow card. Augusto, couldn't agree more with you. I think that's a big problem for FC Goa with the team that they have currently. It's a good solid ISL. Sorry. Yeah, Augusto, it is clearly what you say. If FC Goa had the right number 9, yeah, they could be title contenders. East Bengal tried to play 2-3. Ezejari, Rashid, Mahesh, back to Rashid. Looking for Miguel. Miguel gets it across to Mahesh. Mahesh, Udanta, this is a steal, not foul given. Ishan allows Rashid to just play the ball out. Prabsukan with the long ball, looking for Bipin, but intercepted by Udanta. Udanta does well to backheel it to Boris. Boris on the attack. Boris, and that's a foul from Bipin. Will be interesting to see if Bipin. Oh, Boris asking for a yellow. Boris looking at the referee. And yes, he was in the run and then hit him from the side. Boris has a point. He's most probably thinking if it's a yellow for me and on my foul on Mahesh, why not Bipin on this? It doesn't look like Mahesh got one. FC Goa with the ball. Boris. Sahil. Sandesh. Sandesh plays it to Boris. Chips it for Udanta. Doesn't get there. Chance maybe for East Bengal to break. Boris. Sandesh. Boris. And Boris plays it out. Yeah, Boris is at the risk, of course, now because he has a yellow card to his name. Has to be careful on that front. East Bengal combined. Played back towards Anwar Ali. Who has to run back, collect the ball. Mahesh. Rakib. Edmund. Plays it across to Anwar. Anwar's got space in the FC Goa half. Plays it through for Miguel. Miguel with an attempt, but no problem for Ritik Tiwari. Still goalless at the Saltlake Stadium, more than 52 and a half minutes in the Indian Super League. This is the first game of match week 4 of the ISL. An important game for both these teams because whoever Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh God, sorry. I was just talking for this time. Soyberg to me, profile wise, not not as good. So I think FC Goa maybe with a chance to break. Soyberg clears. FC Goa clears as well. Um, a striker, Anton Soyberg, who last played and Monterey Bay in the USL, in California, before that in the Faroe Islands, in Iceland. Um, yeah, and therefore a lower level Danish football, who knows, right? Not the profile that I would have liked. East Bengal trying to combine that ball through. Ezejari will not get to it. Ritik having the ball. Still goalless after 66 minutes. Ezejari also not being getting those opportunities which he got in the first two matches to score. That's also an interesting thing to see. Mm, cleared by East Bengal. Chance now to cover ground. Rashid gets it to PV Vishnu. Ezejari on the edge of the box. In the box, Ezejari, Vishnu, and Paul Moreno clears. Ferreira and headed out by Akash Sangwan against an on-rushing Bipin Singh. 67 minutes, still goalless between East Bengal FC and FC Goa at the Saltlake Stadium. Both the teams need a win to stay in the title race because dropping 2 points, long range attempt. I think Anwar Ali, but way off target. I'm feeling a little level of, yeah, Anwar Ali, that was never getting close to the goal. It's a little bit of desperation, I feel, from the Kolkata Giants. I don't know what you guys think, but it needs to be better coordination and finishing. And it's a challenge for East Bengal FC when you lose your momentum. And that's my feeling at the moment, that they've lost their momentum a little bit compared to what it was earlier. FC Goa with the ball. Akash plays it to Moreno. Moreno to Ayush. Ayush back to his keeper, who goes long, but that's going to go out. Throw in East Bengal on the right. Ball through. Good ball through by East Bengal from Anwar, but FC Goa with the chance. Dejan Drazic, but Prabsukan comes out of his line. Very important clearance from Prabsukan Singhel. Because otherwise, Dejan Drazic would have been coming on alone. And substitutions for FC Goa. Bryson and Ishan Pandita off. Abdul Rabe and Rainier Fernandez coming on. Interesting. Looks like Drazic most probably going into a number 9 position. Rainier maybe in a number 10. Or, yeah, Udanta switching to the right with Abdul Rabe now on the left in the attacking position. And Rainier has the ball. Rainier blocked by Jixon. Chance for East Bengal potentially to break with lucky there, Akash. Because Bipin was just picking up speed, but the ball went out. Throw in FC Goa. The Gors playing really well so far. Ball with East Bengal. Sukan to Anwar Chungnunga. 70.5 minutes played. Still goalless at the Saltlake Stadium. Stoiberg. Chungnunga chips it for Vishnu, but again a bad ball from Lal Chungnunga. Vishnu can't get to that one. Vishnu, but goes with the counter-attacking move. Ball. P. Vishnu stopped by Boris. Throw in for East Bengal. Lal Chungnunga to take it. Long ball forward. Boris, what does he do? Boris slips and falls. PV Vishnu. Ezejari blocked. That's a monster block. Just standing there. I think it was Moreno. Ezejari potentially. Jackson. Miguel. Miguel can't play Bipin because he was offside. Miguel. Miguel plays it to Shoaib. Miguel. Miguel. And was there a push? There was something. And we have both Manolo and Mangi up there. Goal kick. And goal kick FC Goa. 72.5 minutes. We're closing in on the drinks break in the second session. Oh. Abdul Rabi wanted a foul for it, not given. Anwar Ali. Anwar Ali with space. Plays it out to Vishnu. Vishnu plays it back to Lal Chungnunga. Lal Chungnunga has space. Plays it to Vishnu. Stoiberg. Lal Chungnunga. Lal Chungnunga in space. Leaves it for Vishnu. Throw in FC Goa. 73 minutes on the clock. Nearly 74 minutes, actually. And it's still all to play for at the Saltlake Stadium between these two teams, with now 2 substitutions each. And the question is, can one of these two sides, or can both sides theoretically still score in this game? As surely both the teams know that if I want to stay in the title race, I will have to get the 3 points. Dropping points is not an option for both sides. Crazy to think, but that's the reality of things at the moment. 75 minutes on the clock. Still goalless at the Salt Lake Stadium. And it's one of those matches. Again, I think we were spoiled by East Bengal Jamshedpur, where we would have thought we would get a little bit more action, with more activity from the two teams. We didn't get it today, sadly. And that is one of those things that make football on one side so interesting, but also so difficult. And I have a frozen screen. Sorry, guys, for that. Screen. So this. FC Goa in the box and Renier just above the goal. Good chance after 77 minutes. Renier Fernandez. And another substitution. Jay Gupta replacing Lal Chungnunga as a left back in the 78th minute. Jay Gupta last season with the Gores joined East Bengal last last year, but this season. Interesting to see. And 12 plus minutes to play. Still goalless. Drazis tries to play through Abdul Rabe, intercepted by East Bengal. Anwar Jackson plays it across to substitute Jay Gupta. Jay looking for Vishnu, but like Lal Chununga earlier, overcooked. Vishnu was fast, but not that fast. At the moment, 45% ball possession for the red and gold. Abdul Rabi, will he get to it? And is it a goal kick or is it a foul? Let's see. Yeah, it's given as a goal kick, but either it's a foul or a corner. But again, given. Miguel. Miguel versus Sahil Tavora. Miguel has some space. Miguel with a shot blocked by Sandesh Jingan. Sahil was not keeping up with Miguel Ferreira, the Brazilian. Jay Gupta plays it across to Jackson. Soyberg. Anton Soyberg. Miguel into no man's land. Moreno clears. Abdul Rabi loses the ball against Soyberg. Jay Gupta. Vishnu. Ball, double pass. PV Vishnu. And Sandesh with his outstretched leg. Shot attempt. Miguel Ferreira over the goal. Yeah. 80 minutes now, nearly on the clock. Nice little combo. And Sandesh with his outstretched leg clears, and then Miguel Ferreira lobs up the volley. And so lobs up the ball and then with the volley. Sorry, should speak the whole sentence. And still goalless after 80 minutes. And throw in East Bengal. Rakib. Across to Anwar. Wants to play PV Vishnu, finds PV Vishnu. PV Vishnu against Boris. Boris. And PV Vishnu puts that wide. No contact. from Boris. Goal kick for Ritik Tiwari. And Ritik Tiwari being told to take it where Ezejari put the ball. Tiwari. Cleared by Soybak. Boris puts it forward. Anwar keeps it in play. Ayush headed back. Rashid. Oh, Rashid lucky there with that second contact. Mohammad Rakib. Rakib plays it across to Anwar. Anwar Ali. Anwar in the opponent's box. Plays it nicely to PV Vishnu, who's got space. PV Vishnu. Good cross. Ezejari. And Bipin puts it back, but Ritik Tiwari is able to intervene. Chance maybe for Goa to counter. Ball for Drazic. Dejan Drazic takes the ball nicely down. Dejan Drazic keeps it, but has to walk back. Seems to have hurt himself. No. Okay. Boris. Abdul Rabe. Abdul Rabe takes the speed out. Abdul Rabe still on the ball. Plays it out to Boris. Boris Singh. Ayush. Renier. Ayush plays it back to Sandesh. Moreno. Ayush. Sahil. Sandesh. Boris. Boris beats PV Vishnu. Boris plays to Rabe, who tries to play a back heel against Jay Gupta, but it's only a throw in for FC Goa tomorrow. Jamshedpur versus Inter Kashi. Can Jamshedpur make it 4 or 4? As they show the replay of the chance earlier. Ezejari doesn't go to it. He could have gone. Yeah. Or can Inter Kashi keep their unbeaten run going? So one of those runs will stop tomorrow. Throw in. Boris Singh on the right side in the half of East Bengal FC. And referee going to the side. Is there going to be some cards or something of the sort given? Oh, he's got something in the eye. The referee. He's asking for some support from... Yeah, the referee has something in his eye, asking for a little bit of help from the... team doctors of East Bengal FC. Getting some water into the eye. 84 plus minutes played, still goalless at the Saltlake Stadium. And if you look at the East Bengal fans, yeah, they're disappointed. You can see they're all sitting there sort of sluggishly down in their chairs. Is the belief that the red and gold can win the ISL, that they can challenge Mohun Supergiant, is that slipping with a second game not winning? Boris with a throw-in. Grenier back to Boris. Drazic plays it back to Rabe. Rabe into the box, cleared by Anwar. Ezejari, ball for Bipin. Headed back. by Udanta. FC Goa. Clear their lines. Oh, lovely taken down by Dejan Drazic. Dejan Drazic plays it for Rabe. Rabe beats Anwar, but then pummeled down, not given. Dejan Drazic plays it to Abdul Rabe. Plays it back to Ayush, Boris. Back to back to Sahil Tavora. Plays it short to Udanta plays it back to Paul Moreno. Paul Moreno. Maybe Paul Moreno plays it to Ayush. Sorry, Akash, Ayush. Ball to Udanta. Udanta against Mohamed Rakib. Udanta back to Akash. That's a good cross. Blocked. And chance for Soyback maybe with a chance to counter-attack. Looking for Ezejari. Ezejari against Sahil Tavora. Plays it back to Bipin. Bipin. And over. A little bit selfish from Bipin Singh there. Thought with his left he could take attempt at goal. But no, can't keep it onto the goal, Bipin Singh. Goal kick. FC Goa. Ritik Tiwari. 87 minutes on the clock. Will we see a winner in this? Will we see a goal in this match? With 73 votes, where 55% are saying East Bengal will win, 90% draw, and 26% only for an FC Goa win. Rakib plays it to Rashid. Rashid, through pass, doesn't find anyone. Drazic. Renier. Drazic. Moreno. Sandesh. Sandesh looking for Dejan Drazic. Dejan Drazic is through. Dejan Drazic is through against Anwar Ali. And Drazic loses the ball and loses the concentration. Nicely intercepted by Boris, but Drazic seems to have injured himself a little, yeah. Nearly the chance for the Gauze. 88 plus minutes. That's a good through ball from Sandesh Jingan, which Jay Gupta misses. And then Drazic. Drazic. Does he step into the ground? Yeah. Overdoes it a little bit. Should have just taken a shot, I think, after the second or third attempt. And that's the problem mentioned earlier in this live. FC Goa are missing a good finisher, as Augusto had said. Very, very true. Ball with East Bengal. Soyback. Anwar. Looking for Bipin. Finds Bipin. Sorry, finds Miguel. David Amar is also now on the field. And PB Vishnu is a pullback against Boris, and that will be a yellow card for the substitute. Yeah, very, very rightly. In the 89th minute, yeah, that is nothing to be discussed. PV Vishnu. Goal kick from Ritik Tiwari. But on the right side of the FC Goa, cleared by East Bengal. P. Vishnu with space. 5 minutes of added time being shown. 90 minutes through P. Vishnu, but he won't get to it. Rashid, no, sorry, Ezejari was the man who played that ball. Boris. And there seems to be a substitution for the Gauze. Set to happen, no? Or yeah, it is going to happen. Manolo very, very angry. Throws the water bottle on the ground once, twice, now picks it up again and is going like this. Manolo Marquez. And Ritik Tiwari on the ground. There's some strapping also on his inner left leg. Manolo Marquez. He knows staying unbeaten is great, but if you're not winning, you're losing potentially momentum. Sandesh heads it out only as far as David Amar. David plays it out to Miguel. Miguel looking for options. And that's a great save from Ritik Tiwari. Jay Gupta, can he keep the ball in? He does. Plays it to Vishnu. Rashid has to be careful to win the ball against. And that should be a foul against Renier. No, sorry, against Daniel Alempua, who's also come on. Even a few substitutions in the last few minutes, which have not been shown. David Lalimpuya has come on for Dan Drazic, and just before that, David Namar has come on for Bipin Singh. Free kick for East Bengal. Nearly 92 minutes played. And yeah, Soyberg trying to reach that ball from Miguel, but good goalkeeping from Ritik Tiwari. Miguel Ferreira and Rashid looking at the ball. Are they going to go indirect, or are they going to try to put the ball directly goalwards? Could be one of those two. Rashid blocked. Soyberg into the danger zone, cleared by Sandesh. Soyberg beats Moreno in the danger zone for East Bengal. Long range attempt blocked. Rashid. And that attempt, East Bengal continue to have the ball. David Amar against Akash. Puts it into the danger zone. But, mistake from Ritik Tiwari. Soyberg. Jay Gupta into the danger zone. Sandesh Jingan clears. It's all over the FC Goa backline. Jay Gupta with a chip. And that will be offside. That will be offside from Ezejari. All happening in the FC Goa box. They were all over, but East Bengal, a little chaotic in the Goa box suddenly. Rashid with the shot. Surely. Nicely blocked by Udanta, but the arm was on the body. That seems to be a yellow card to someone at East Bengal from the referee. Seems to be the assistant coach. FC Goa survive. 94 plus minutes on the clock. Is there one final chance for one of the teams in this game going to happen? East Bengal have the ball. Mohamed Rakib. Ball to Anwar. Jay Gupta. Jay Gupta chips it towards Ezejari, cleared by Akash Sangwan. Chance for Udanta to break. Udanta plays it back to Akash. Akash just blasts it forward. Daniel charging at Jigson, who can't control the ball. Throw in for the Gores. Just seconds remaining in this game. In the box. FC Goa in the box. Prabsukan has the ball. Throw in East Bengal. We are already in the 96th. Sorry. Throw in for FC Goa. 96th minute. Another throw in. We are in the 96th minute of this game. Akash Sangwan to take the throw in. And that is the final whistle. East Bengal Football Club and FC Goa play out a goalless draw. On one side, both teams will say, hey, we didn't lose. On the other side, in the title race, it is most probably for both teams 2 points dropped because Goa move into 8 points from 4 matches, 2 wins, 2 draws, and East Bengal move to seven, 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. And let me quickly put out a tweet. One sec. Right, 1 second. Let me put out the tweet. Tweet has gone out. Sorry, and I am back. So therefore, yeah, it ends goalless, and therefore, to me, on one side, yeah, both the teams will have to live with this goalless draw on one side, and on the other side, it is at the end of the day 2 points dropped here in this game, and that's the challenge. But again, I think Goa will be happy. Goa clearly visible that they are missing a foreign striker. That's clearly visible to me in a game like this. And yeah, let's have a quick look at the match stats. 1 second. What is the match stats at the end say? 54 to 46% possession for East Bengal. 20 to 6 chances supposedly for East Bengal. I don't know where they got that many opportunities in the second half, but no shots on target by both teams in the second 45. I think that also speaks the clear-cut language. 3-1 corners for the Gores, 3-1 offsides in favor of East Bengal FC. So therefore, that says, I think, a lot about the game, about both the teams, and it's, I don't know what you guys feel, but to me, it is a reality that if you want to win something in this league, you will have to win such games as today, and yeah, that's the thing. West game on the where it was in unstopped again, as I said earlier. I haven't watched the under 17, so I can't comment on it. But for both the teams, again, for East Bengal, the question now is how do they get out of this rut? Right, on one side, we can have to say that that they have uh, not lost today, but they've lost points again. And 1 point in the last 2 games, I think, is not good enough if you want to challenge your biggest arch rivals, Mohun Bagan Supergiant, for the title. That's going to be the big question for East Bengal. And for me, looking at the game, yeah, what I also said during the live, I felt East Bengal not as free flowing as we've seen them earlier this season. It was a lot of we're trying, we're fighting, but is it good enough? And on that perspective, I don't think. Let me know what you guys think of the game. And yeah, it's disappointing to say the least for the Kolkata Giants. And on the other side, FC Goa away from home, getting a point in Kolkata is always good. But if you had the striker who could guarantee your goals, who knows what could have been possible, not only this match, but also in your earlier matches. So therefore, the Gauze, yeah, Dejan Drazic is your main outlet. If Dejan Drazic doesn't score or doesn't create, then it becomes a bit of a problem. But otherwise, overall, even though they did wobble a little bit in injury time and East Bengal put some pressure on the goal of Ritik Tiwari, the Gauze get away with another point. And that summary, I don't know if anyone wants to add something to what we are saying. Otherwise, I'll slowly would come to an end of this live. Sorry that I started off late. As I said earlier, couldn't start earlier. Therefore, I had to, was actually, yeah. And UIO10 says draw similar to like losing in this type of ISO format. Exactly. That is what I've said. To me, that is the thing. This was the surprising thing that in the last 10 minutes plus injury time, it was half-hearted, the attacks. It wasn't like, okay, listen, let me put pressure on the opponent, let me try and get a goal, let me try and get a win in this. It was, I felt it was a little half-hearted, and it was not really trying to get, especially East Bengal. Yeah, it would have been their best chance to get an ISL title. But for whatever reason, they did not put the pressure on their opponents, and in the end, it looks like that both the teams have to contend with that 1 point. Once more, let's look at the league table of the Indian Super League. With this result, FC Goa stay third with now 8 points from 4 matches, while East Bengal FC move past Mumbai City with now also 7 points from 4 matches, but with a better goal difference of +5 instead of +2 for Mumbai City. But Mumbai City, of course, can move past East Bengal on Sunday when they play Sporting Club Delhi. So that is the situation, while Mohun Bagan and Jamshedpur reign at the top. Their next matches um, in this round 4. Let's look at round 4. 1 second. 1 second. Where are we? Where is the match day schedule available? Um, so that is 1 second. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? This is the schedule. Sorry, just needed to find it. So East Bengal Goa, first match of round 4. Tomorrow, early kickoff, Odisha FC versus Mohun Bagan Super Giant, and then in the late kickoff, Jamshedpur FC versus Interkashi. Saturday, early kickoff, Mohammedan Sporting against Bangalore FC, and then the late kickoff, Kerala Blasters versus Chennai FC, and on Sunday, Mumbai City FC against Sporting Club Delhi, and then on Monday, Punjab FC versus Northeast United FC. So the first game at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in the capital. So that is that, and yeah, that's going to be interesting. Match day 4. Who's going to stop Jamshedpur FC super team? Manibal, I don't know if Jamshedpur is a super team. I think Mohun Bagan Super Giant is the super team in this league if you want to have a super team. But I think it will be interesting to see. Interkashi could be an interesting test for both the sides. Jamshedpur FC still without dropping points, Interkashi still without losing. So both the teams have something to play for. For Jamshedpur, again, this is an interesting one. Next round, they have to travel to Guwahati to face Northeast United. Then they travel to Delhi. Then I think match day 7 could be a top of the table clash between Jamshedpur and Mohun Bagan. Mohun Bagan, of course, having to play Mumbai City the week before. So therefore, we are getting now into a very, very interesting phase. With this, Nazino Trophy is gone for this season. Blessed Trader with this draw, don't call it a loss, but it is, it is like a loss because again they've dropped now 5 points in the last 2 games. They were top of the league after the game week 2, and now they can fall behind even more teams depending on the results. For East Bengal, it looks tough. It looks tough because they will need for that this round Odisha to beat Mohun Bagan, Jamshedpur not to beat Interkashi. Then you are in it. Those 2 teams cannot win, so therefore that's going to be interesting. So yeah, that's going to be. Mohun Bagan is not going to qualify for the FC. No, Hannibal, they're suspended, and as you say, it depends. Second place, Hannibal. The interesting part is FC Goa, Mohun Bagan win the league. Second place team comes in. If Mohun Bagan, FC Goa, Mohun Bagan are top 2, then the team which finishes third behind them gets into the AFC competitions, into the AFC Champions League 2 qualifiers. So that's the way that this is at the moment structured, and yeah, that's the way it is. And meanwhile, today, in the AFC Women's Asian Cup, South Korea scored a 3-0 win against the Philippines, while Iran suffered a 4-0 loss to Australia. So, yeah, 2 results which add to the table. South Korea and Australia have already, for the knockouts. Philippines, Iran have one match to go, so they can only get 3 points. So therefore, yesterday, if India had gotten a draw against Vietnam, India would have been with a great chance if they could beat, you know, Chinese Taipei to finish and have a chance. But again, they lost in the end. So therefore, that is also reality of that. And yeah, with that, slowly, I don't know if you've got anything more to add or not to this live, but if you have anything that you want to speak about, add to this conversation. Let me know. Otherwise, I'll slowly come to an end. I know, sorry, I only started at halftime, had something work on a call. I couldn't get to it, and therefore that was that. Um, a reminder that East Bengal and FC Goa played a goalless draw. Blessed Trader says Manolo parked the bus today. I don't know if he parked the bus. Yes, Goa, for their standards, were defensive. They wanted to go on the counter, but this is not parking the bus. Then you wouldn't have had those opportunities that Goa had. Then it's different. Goa were more defensive than usual, yes, but again, they're away from home. They're against East Bengal. I think that tactics, that logic makes sense in my opinion. But they didn't get a result, and therefore it ended goalless for both the teams. Again, both teams dropped 2 points, I would rather say. And in the title race, if Mohun Bagan and Jamshedpur or one of those two teams win, means they move to 12 points. So they would be 4 points ahead of FC Goa and 5 points ahead of East Bengal FC. So they can only hope that Mohun Bagan is either held or beaten by Odisha FC and Jamshedpur FC tomorrow. Both the matches tomorrow, the Jamshedpur do not beat Interkashi FC. So therefore, keep that in mind. So therefore, guys, thanks a lot. And with that, I slowly come to an end. Once more, reminder, if you haven't, like, share, and subscribe to Arun Foot here on YouTube, even if you're watching it afterwards and listening to it. And support Arun Foot here on YouTube as always. And we stand at 3,881 as I end today. Next 2-3 days, I'll be on the road with friends. I might not be doing any lives. I'm looking to do 1 or 2 interviews today for the next couple of days. Let's see if I can get those done. But do keep on supporting Arun Foot here on YouTube, and visit my other social medias at arunfoot.com. And I'll be back very soon with another either watch along or a live on this channel. So thank you as always for supporting me. Thanks and bye for this live watch along.